It's Claudia, and welcome to Take a Moment to dot dot dot. And that is still going to represent the new topic I bring to you each and every weekday that I hope will inspire you and encourage you to stop and think about what I'm saying and maybe even pause to think a little differently about that topic. But the podcast is taking a new direction and it's becoming more unfiltered, more, shall I say, vulnerable because I'm in a new phase in my life and I'm all about discovering this new person that I am. I'm in a time of transition. It's been an interesting few years, but I'm now in transition. I'm in transformation. And so I am asking you to journey with me on this discovery that I'm in because I want you to discover as well. And this is going to be a two-way street. I want you reaching out to me. I want you connecting with me, letting me know what you think. Share with me. Let me know what you're going through too, because I feel the topics are relevant. They're not just my topics. They're not just about me, even though I'm discovering myself in this time. I want you to discover as well and share with me. Let's communicate, okay? Because I'm on Facebook, Claudia DiMartino. I'm on Instagram, Claudia.DiMartino, and under Take a Moment to as well on both social media sites. Today is Take a Moment to Emerge. I spent a lot of years trying to please other people. I lost myself. I mean, I talked about that in the last episode that we had. I did, but it's like, you can't do that. I mean, people don't even know who they are, let alone trying to be what they think you should be. It's just insane. So I had to learn to emerge as the person that I am. And I'm in the season of again emerging into a new direction in my life, into a new person because of circumstances that have come and choices that I've made that I feel are for the better. And it is impossible to be pleasing. But like I said, I think this comes from us. I was felt rejected so much when I was younger that I just had to please everybody and do what they wanted instead of what I wanted. I didn't even know what I wanted. I felt like I was so lost. But I've through life lessons, through things I've had to go through, I've learned to accept who I am, even though I'm continuing to grow and change, which we all should be. It's a good thing. And I wanted to share a little snippet out of my book, which is My Wall is Red, a memoir of discovery on Amazon.com. And in this section, I worked for a company. I really enjoyed working for the company. I worked in the beauty industry for over 23 years. And I finally found a company I really enjoyed working for. And I enjoyed the people I worked for, the management, the colleagues I had, my subordinates. I really enjoyed myself. But I had a boss who, after 2 years, I discovered that he wasn't so happy with me and my personality. I tended to have a hearty laugh. I tended to be very outgoing and like laughed a lot. And apparently it graded him the wrong way. So the company was a patron of the arts and the opera company in the city I was in. And there was a special performance in the cafeteria one day, and there were going to be arias sung from a program for the opera company. And I got to talking with the director of the opera company, and I told him that I had season tickets to the New York City Opera. And I told him what my favorite aria was. And it wound up he changed the program to incorporate my favorite aria. And I got into it. I was laughing. I just enjoyed myself. I was moving with the music, and I was having a blast. I found out later my boss wasn't too happy. But here's a little snippet from the book. Soon after that day, my boss came into my office and closed the door. He abruptly said, "We need to talk." From the sound of his voice, I asked, "Is there a problem?" He said, "You laugh too much." Not understanding, I said, "Excuse me?" Again, "You laugh too much. And that display during the aria in the cafeteria was unprofessional. You need to watch it." He left my office. I just sat there in disbelief. How can being happy be a problem? I do admit that my laugh is very hearty and infectious. I guess my response to the aria was the tipping point for him. How could I not see it? The signs. I thought things were going well. I felt comfortable. I felt like I discovered the real me. I fit in. I made progress. I worked well with management. I worked well with colleagues. The reality hit me that the problem was bigger than my laugh. The problem was I could not be myself. The problem seemed to follow me wherever I went. What was I going to? What was I not getting? I was conflicted. I was emerging from my cocoon as a butterfly. His words cut deep. I clipped my wings. I withdrew. My joy turned into sadness. My laughter was once again silenced. After a few months, my boss showed up at my office door and said, he closed the door and said, "We need to talk." I groaned. I looked at him and said, "Is there a problem?" He said, "You don't laugh anymore." I wanted to just scream at him. I said, "So you want me to laugh again? You said it was unprofessional. You are give and you are giving me permission." And I thought, "You're giving me permission to laugh again? You are giving me permission to be myself? How dare you?" After that, I could not look at him. I did not want to be around him. I felt like I was living under a microscope. The damage was done. I lost my balance. I did not know how to be myself. And that's the crux of it. I had to learn to emerge as the butterfly that I am, even though there are different um, um, mountains and valleys we have to go through in life. I mean, we still have to understand who we are, accept who we are. Because literally, when we are trying to please people, we're telling God, we don't want to please you. You made a mistake. I'm really not a good person to be around, which is nothing could be further from the truth. God knew what he was doing when he made us. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. So I needed to come to that grounding, that reality. My confidence needed to be in Jesus Christ, not in man. And that was a very challenging thing for me. But as I am emerging myself into another level of discovering who I am, because we change, we are constantly changing, or should be, it is important to embrace the the change and to emerge into the fullness of who we are and just enjoy ourselves, enjoy looking at the transformation and just living every moment with glee, living every moment instead of not having angst about it, but to say, wow, look at the changes that are happening in me. And this is new for me. I tell you, it's new for me because I would be like, oh, the Maya culpa, it's so horrible, blah, 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 blah. No, now I'm like, wow. And I have developed a peace about all of this, even though I'm going through such transformation. So, are you going through transformation too? Are you going through transition? Are you going through change? And it's be inspired to discover who you are, the true you, that you can be happy with yourself, be satisfied with yourself, discover who you are in Christ. Our identity is in Christ. So, today, I encourage you to take a moment to emerge.